All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for this call all about water and your wellness, starting with water. I'm Robin, and today I am doing this presentation with my dear friend Angela.
Hello, hello. Glad you're all here.
So I thought we would do a little introduction on just sharing a little bit about ourselves and what brought us into the world of water. Um, For myself, this has been a journey that I've been on for many years that has been like layers. And each time I dive deeper and deeper into the world of water. Um, so recently, I've really taken a deep dive into looking at not only the filtration of our water for drinking, but also our filtration and like the bath water, and even something I never thought of, but like the water that we're using to wash our clothes, the water
Mhm.
that we're using to wash our dishes. And so water has really fascinated me for many different reasons that Anj and I will bring you on this journey as we are going through water, the different like really sciencey stuff, but fun. I'm going to make it fun of diving into why water is so important, and not just from what we learned in school. Oh, you need to just drink water and you'll, be healthy. But we're going to talk to you about why having clean filtered water is so important. And also the next level of enhancing your water and how that can truly help you to achieve hydration that your body may not have ever experienced yet before. So, I am a passionate mama who is here to help share these healing technologies with others. And I'm excited to be jumping into this water world with you all.
Thanks, Robin. Yeah, so for me, I have also been on this water journey for a while. I will say that when my middle son was 4, he got Lyme's, and the first thing the functional medicine doctor said was, check the water he's drinking because, anything that could feed off, that could make the body have to work harder, you want to eliminate. So at that time, we went with a Berkey water filtration system that I still have. But in the past couple of years, I don't know. I'm like, are you the best option? So it kind of led me, and then Robin and I igniting this conversation of water to really start to look at what's out there on the market, what water systems are on the market, and getting clear that there are twofold to the importance of water. As Robin said, one is the filtration, having clean water, but then two, diving into hydration.
Amazing. So, what's really in the water that we're consuming? Hopefully, your water doesn't look like this, though.
I was going to say, this water is so gross.
Right? So, this picture here is horrendous, but this is what most of our municipal city pipes that lead the water into your home look like. On top of the stuff that is in our water, our infrastructure is really failing us here. So we're battling not only the failing infrastructure of these pipes, we're also battling all these horrible things that are put into our water. Some of them are purposely put in, like fluoride and chlorine, to treat the water and help people. Um, my quotations were around the
I was
fluoride.
like, did you say help? Because that one really needs the quotation.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, well, the chlorine is there to like wipe a lot from the water, but the fluoride is where I was saying help, because that is not helping any of us. But a lot of these other things we don't think about. We don't think about that many people, because they don't know better, are dumping all kinds of things down their toilet, down their sink, including pharmaceuticals that are then getting into your water. And so a lot of us are getting literally medications into our system um, that we have no idea about, because they're not taken out of what the water, your city water municipal place is filtering. And so a lot of this stuff has gotten worse and worse and worse over the years, because we unfortunately live in a really toxic time and space. And so we really start to have to take radical responsibility for our family's wellness, because it isn't really the responsibility of anybody but us.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I go ahead, Anj.
So there's this really fun thing that you can do. I hope that it works in non-US places, but to type in your zip code and to see how many contaminants are in your water. So we're going to all do this together. Even Robin and I, we're just going to type in this website, ewg.org/tapwater. And then using the chat, feel free to tell us what is in your water.
Yeah, and Donna, do let us know if it doesn't work for Canada, because then we're gonna find something that
It
it does
does?
for you. No, she's
Oh,
gonna.
dang, yeah.
Awesome.
I was like, yes, I got so excited.
Yeah, because this is important because we're not just speaking to an American audience here with these water devices. So you will be trialing and erroring with us to figure out if we need to find another website for you guys to search your water contaminants.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are not here live with us, still pause and look this up, because this is going to blow your mind.
Mhm.
Some people, if you've not peeled this layer back about water filtration, some of us were led to believe that the city, our government, is making sure our water is safe, and they're not.
Yeah.
At least not to the standard that you would expect.
Yeah. I have mine pulled up and it says that the data is available from 2014 to 2019. So that's not even fully up to par as far as new, but it says that there are 13 chemicals that exceed the EWG health guidelines, and that there are 28 total contaminants in my water. And it says here on this document, legal does not necessarily equal safe. Getting a passing grade from the federal government does not mean the water meets the latest health guidelines. Legal limits for contaminants in tap water have not been updated in almost 20 years.
It doesn't work in Canada.
Darn it.
Okay,
Okay.
no, but we will find one that you
And a
guys.
resource.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is EWG?
The Environmental Working Group.
Okay,
They
yeah.
are they're like a watchdog kind of nonprofit that provides information for the public about, you know, the truth of whether things are truly safe or not for you.
Yeah. I don't think everything came up American, so.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. We'll find a way for you to search in other countries for this information. Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know, Donna. We will find it.
So the type of water that you drink is really the wealth of your body, because our body is made up of so much water that it's very important that the water we are putting into our body is is clean, is filtered in, even on a higher level, is activated and enhanced for further hydration. So you can press pause on this video, or you can read all of these different things. We really just wanted to point out here that some people who, you know, maybe they've already peeled this layer back and they already have a type of filtration. They're using distilled water or reverse osmosis, or they're using something like a Brita filter in their refrigerator, or even just your refrigerator filter. And then some are using rainwater or spring water or bottled water. And we want to point out why all of these have faults to them, why all of them aren't exactly getting the cleanest, purest water that you could for your family. And one that really blew my mind was the spring water, because this is something where the first filtration system that we invested in really creates living spring water from your sink. And that was really amazing to me, because spring water, in my mind at that moment, was the highest form of clean water. But because the world we live in, because of all of the runoff from agriculture and the spraying of glyphosate, the overuse of antibiotics in animals, all of this is going into our water system, but not just in the water system, into the planet. And Mother Earth is who creates spring water. And so even your beautiful spring water, while still having many benefits to it, can be contaminated with a lot of this stuff that is negating the beautiful power of that spring water. And then as Anj and I were diving into this world, we also realized that a lot of the water bottle companies that even say they're using spring water, their water is tainted as well, because just this world that we're living in with so many toxins, it's getting into everything. It's almost impossible to avoid.
Mhm. Yeah, and just one note of the bottled water is, think of how many people consume it, right? And so there's not space. And I've seen several videos where they have these huge, big blocks of bottled water that are sitting out in open areas. So if the sun is beaming down on them, then the sun is warming the water. Everything in the plastic is leaching into the water. So it's, there's things that we just don't always think about that are happening, the process of the water. We think, oh, it says spring water and it must be pure and it must be clean, but really thinking about the process of getting it to us as well is important. So on that note of talking about the bottled water, some people do believe that is the best option. And so the average American spends $5 a day on bottled water. And if you look through the numbers, I'm not going to read through every single thing to you, but these are the price $5 a day is for one person. So then if you look at your family, assuming there's two or more, you can go through and see that actually it can be very pricey to buy bottled water. It seems cheap when you're buying it one at a time, but that builds over a period of time.
Right. And you don't even know if that bottled water is actually filtered and clean, because there's something about like 70% of bottled water companies are literally just using tap water. So that's a very expensive goof to make, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you can see on the bottom here, it says, let's compare some different size bottles. One 20-ounce disposable plastic bottle. It shows you the amount of water and the pricing. So one, if you read on the bottom, one 20-ounce plastic bottle of water is 69 times more expensive per gallon than one Multipure Aqua Perform filter.
Amazing.
This is the filtration water system that Robin and I are going to speak to. That is called Multipure, and the Aqua Perform is the one for your home. And then you can,
Oh, sorry, I'm
no, you're fine. I just wanted to point on the other side, if you're buying case of water, because if like, oh, I don't buy it at one, I buy it at a discount with case bottled water. A case of 8-ounce bottled water is 37 times more expensive per gallon than a Multipure Aqua Perform filter. So it's just amazing.
It's insane. And one thing that's really wonderful about Multipure, which is the filtration company that Anj and I want to introduce you guys to, is that they have different levels of filtration, all the way from a travel filter that still filters an enormous amount of garbage out of your water, all the way to their highest level of filtration, which filters out everything, including viruses and bacteria. And I'm just realizing, Anj, that we don't have a slide in here of a picture of the different Multipure devices. So I'll have to add that in next time. So as Anj has mentioned, the plastics from these different water bottles we now know, getting into our human body, not just because we're ingesting them and then they come back out of us, they're getting into us on this cellular level. That's not meant to be there in our bodies. And so actually in America, there is a new ordinance in place that the school districts have to figure out filtration for the schools, because they have to get the plastics and the PFAs out of the children's water at school, because it's known that this is causing so much of a health threat.
Yeah, it really is. It's overwhelming, to know, and it's really important. We know that water sustains us. And as I was looking at that picture that you had with the nanoplastics, like our body is like an internal ocean because we are majority water. And so if we think about these things coming in, I saw this terrible in the sense, like I couldn't believe it, but there was a video of a company that takes, before they put their drink into the bottle, the plastic bottle, they actually spritz hot water in it to make it, I don't know why they spritz the hot water in it, but they spritz hot water in, they pour it out, and then they put their drink in it. We know that it's leaching stuff into it. And so, and this is it was a Gatorade ad, or it was a Gatorade bottle. And I was thinking to my children who love to play sports, like, please don't drink this. Please, like, I will buy you a hydration, something that has a sweet taste to it, but please do not buy this bottle. Okay, so moving on, where Robin was saying, like, there are so many threats, and it is becoming very known that all of these toxins are impacting our children. PFASs, or forever chemicals, are present in everything. Think about how we cook, the things that we use with cooking. And they're really damaging our bodies. It says here, a study shows that much of our groundwater exceeds safe PFA levels, highlighting a growing health and environmental risk that calls for stricter monitoring and regulation. So we know that this is coming into place, but we still get to jump ahead and do the work ourselves rather than waiting for things to get approved and saying, with the government. I'm just saying, like, once you have the knowledge, let's just dive in and take action. So, did you know that approximately 200 million metric tons of plastic ends up in our oceans? And I love this picture just showing the enormity of that plastic water bottle, because for some animals, this is what their world looks like. With plastics, when plastics break down, they release toxic chemicals. So, even if you're like, oh, we're not even talking about the food that we're eating, the fish, octopus, whatever foods that people eat, it's getting into our animals in the water. It's getting into the animals who feed, like cows and stuff, on land, and it's really threatening our health. The impact extends beyond wildlife. It's affecting coastal economies, it's damaging our coastal reefs, and it's really polluting our beaches. So we really have to take urgent action and do our part to curb this plastic pandemic, to stop using it. One person's impact can go a long way. And as this shows, look at this happy turtle in a clean body of water. The choice that we make today can help change that.
Super impactful. So Anj and I want to show you a chlorine test, and we're going to utilize one of our mentors in the water world of multi-pure water. I'm going to quickly switch screens, and we're going to watch her doing this chlorine test with the multi-pure. So how do I share? Okay. So let's get this to start over.
All right, we're going to do a little experiment. We've been learning about.
Can you guys hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Chlorine in tap water and how it absorbs, how it absorbs through our skin, because the skin is our largest organ. And we were curious to see how long does it take for our skin to absorb the chlorine. So we have these drops here that will make the water turn yellow if there's chlorine present. And we're going to see if sticking our hand in the water absorbs the chlorine out. So this is tap water from Warren, Pennsylvania. So we're going to do one
I love
start off with and see the chlorine. That's a lot of drops. So you'll see it turn yellow. See it already turned yellow? We're gonna put seven drops in each one, just so that they're all the same color. For 5 seconds. So you're gonna stick your hand in it, and we're just gonna count to 5. Ready? I'll go all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it out. Shake it off. We'll do the same amount of drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so let's see if this turns yellow. Oh my gosh.
Why?
We thought it was going to take way longer than that.
Why?
Hello. All right, we're gonna do a little.
Okay, did it skip over the part where he put his hand in and it was yellow? Or was that just when I walked away with Oaken?
It was just when you walked away.
Perfect. So as you can see, even something just as simple as chlorine in the water, which is in everybody's water because they use it in water treatment. And many of us can like smell this when we go to, oops, sorry guys, I'm trying to get back to our, when we go into our bathrooms, especially if you have a smaller bathroom where you're enclosed, like the door is closed, you're in a small space, you can absolutely smell the chlorine coming out of your shower, out of your bath. And what's really scary is that when chlorine like mixes with heat, it creates a noxious gas that is actually very toxic for human beings. But most of us are showering in water that is got chlorine because we're here talking about water filtration for drinking, but we also, Anj and I are here to talk about how water being filtered at every level is really important because we often don't think about you know what our water mentor Cassandra and her son just showed us is that we're not just taking water in through our mouths, like, especially if you've got young children, they're taking baths all the time. And one thing that Anj and I want to show you guys in the future is our own tests doing this same thing with our water. And I want to show you guys that even some bath filters that I have found, which are very challenging to find bath filters that, you know, not just for the shower part, those are easier to find, but for the bathtub, and how the claims of taking out all of the chlorine from that product like are not true because there's still chlorine in the water, even though the filter says it's going to take out the chlorine.
Yeah. And just to add, I liked that Cassandra said and reminded us our skin is our largest organ. You know, we don't think about that. We think of all these parts internally, but we have skin everywhere. So we are taking a lot
Yeah.
in.
Well, and getting even down into like the nitty-gritty science of that, our skin is part of our fascia system, which is actually the largest organ of our body, the fascia system. Your fascia system is part of your body that holds you all together. And when you have unhealthy fascia, you have an unhealthy body. And so to have the healthiest fascia, we need to be hydrating on a level that we haven't been taught about before. So in school, we were taught that water is important and just drink this certain amount of water, like drink half of your weight in water in ounces in a day. But what if we told you that there's a way to take this clean water, that clean water is important, that you have first filtered water, but if we were to tell you that there's a way to take that clean water and help your body even more, to be even more hydrating than just the water alone. And with that, yes, with that super enhanced water, it helps to hydrate your body, your fascia system on a next level way. So we're going to dive into, and like I said earlier, I just realized that we didn't even put the piece of the multi-pure filtration devices there. So in our follow-up, I will be sending you a little ebook that has all of the filtration system from MultiPure there, because we're not trying to gatekeep here or anything. This is just Anj and I's trial and error. And I'm so sorry, I forgot that slide to put in here for you guys. So we will make sure that we send that along with the replay, because now we're going to dive into water enhancement. So when you change your water, when you start to have filtered water, you're going to feel and see a difference in your life, especially if you change and filter your water on all levels, the water you're bathing with, the water that you are cooking your food with, and the water that you're drinking. We want to take this and help you guys see that you can take your water to the next level. And that is through a device that we have found that's called Kangen. And it is a molecular hydrogen machine. It also creates different pH waters that can be used in a bunch of different ways that we'll get to.
Eric or Robin, can I just stop you for a second?
Yeah.
Can you switch the slide? The slide that you're talking about is small and you're big.
Oh,
I don't,
I
I
think
think
that
it's
might
on
be
your
the-
end. If you tap on it, Donna, it may switch for you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, don't be sorry. That's okay.
No, yeah, this is,
Go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so when we look at hydration, it isn't just water that hydrates our body. It is the type of water. And when we add things like minerals to the water, a lot of people might know, and some might not know this, that to have more hydrating water, you should be adding a pinch of sea salt to every glass of water that you're drinking, or adding liquid trace minerals to it, because the water isn't hydrating without the trace minerals in it. Now, to take that to the next level, you can use molecular hydrogen, which allows the water to get into the cells even more. So you actually need less water when it is clean, filtered molecular hydrogen water. And then this molecular hydrogen actually works as an antioxidant and really supports your body. So Anj and I are really excited and lit up to share that when you're ready, after getting your filtered water, that there is a next level that you can take your water to that supports your family's health and your health even more.
yeah. And it's just nice to know, to add to what Robin is saying, it is important to have clean water before you move into this next level, because what you don't want is to go, oh, but this hydrates and hydrogen's the only thing I need. That's not true. You want to have clean water because, like Robin said, the hydrogen allows it to go into the cells. So you want to have the cleanest water to do that.
Yes, absolutely. So we don't want you to just take our word for it about this next level of water. You can go to PubMed, which is a scientific research place where you can look up all kinds of published scientific research about how powerful hydrogen-rich water is. And there are thousands of peer-reviewed research articles that you can read about different things. Like this one here is talking about inflammatory processes, and you can look up specific things. Say you have a specific ailment, a specific struggle in life, look up hydrogen water and see what you can find yourself, because this world of water and water enhancement is not new. Remember, this device that we're talking about that creates molecular hydrogen has been around for over 50 years, creating this molecular hydrogen. So dive into that if you're a science geek like me, because I love reading those kinds of things. So again, we just want to share, this is what the molecular hydrogen machine looks like. This is one of them. There are different layers or levels of this device, just like there are different levels of the filtration. This is the Big Daddy one, and it's called K8 because it has 8 different titanium plates that are inside of it. These titanium plates are medical grade plates, and this is the only medical grade ionizer on the planet. And so you maybe are familiar with hydrogen water because it kind of is all the rage right now. There's so many companies who are jumping into the molecular hydrogen world. And a lot of these companies, which I really hope to be able to show in real life and do testing to show people the difference between, you know, a $20 water bottle, a $500 water bottle, and an investment in something like the K8, and the difference between what's actually being created. So one of the things that's kind of scary to me thinking about is if somebody was using a lesser grade product that was creating hydrogen water. Let's say they're using the same way, which is electrolysis, using electricity to shift the structure of the water to create it to be hydrogen water. But let's say they're using plates like cheap metal, like nickel, and it's just covered in a layer of titanium or stainless steel or something like that. But after 20 uses, that whole top layer is off. Now you've consumed the heavy metals that were layered on top, and now you are consuming really bad for you heavy metals that are getting into the water, let alone that it's probably not even creating hydrogen water anymore. So it's something, to think about. And I think Anj actually gave us an analogy about, if you buy a really cheap car, it's not going to last you as long as if you invested in something like a Toyota that's meant to last a lifetime. And this is the same thing, because Anj and I both know that both of these things, the filtration system and the water enhancement systems that we're talking to you guys about, they're investments. There are investments in your health and your wellness. And so keeping that in mind when we're talking about this, because Anj and I have done the research to find the highest quality, top level companies within the water world, so that you don't have to trial and error like I have and spend so much money on other filtration devices or hydrogenization devices.
Yeah. So as Robin was saying with the Kangen, what's really cool, and if you were to be able to see more clearly, those little buttons that you see, the green, yellow, orange, underneath it, they have a listed level of pH. And what's really amazing about this is you can replace, as you can see here, this picture, the Kangen is not just for drinking water. You can replace all of these toxic chemical-filled products in your house by using different pHs. And it has been studied. There is reports, as it shows here, for 2.5, you don't need to buy hand sanitizer anymore. You can clean your hands. And I have a friend who, she has a Kangen, and she was telling me a story of her daughter where they were at some public place and a mom busted out her hand sanitizer and was like, "Do you want hand sanitizer?" And my friend's daughter goes, "Oh no, I just need my 2.5 pH." And the woman looked at her, looked at the mom, and the mom like beaming, smiling. She's like, "Yeah, you don't need to use that stuff. You could just use this, you know?" The 4.0 to 6.0 is known as you can clean and wash your face with it. It's known as the beauty water. And there's all these different levels to do different things. So this is way beyond just a drinking enhancement machine it's a water enhancement machine. It has the distinction there. You want to think about too, how much water when you're cooking, what you're using. So I'm not going to read through all of these, but you can replace with the 11.5. You can do, I love this, you can use it as a laundry detergent. So when you think of the investment, don't just think in, oh, well, I don't buy that much bottled water, or, think of all of the products that you use in your house. And then it allows you to think of how many products you use for different things that all can be replaced with water.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Anj.
I was just going to say, we love this company, like Robin said, because it really is health forward. I appreciate that this is a 50-plus-year-old company. I know it says 45 years here. They just had their 50th anniversary. It's a Japanese company. And if we have heard of the blue zones, we know that Japan has one of the highest longevity, the longest lives, highest longevity. They know things. And I'm sure there's a lot more people in Japan who have known about this water because it came from there, and this product, I should say. But they're top notch. They're the only, like Robin said, the only medical grade system that exists. So you can travel with it if you're a traveler. This device can go through TSA with you to go wherever you're going. So you are really keeping up with your hydration. There are offices worldwide, 40+ offices worldwide, and so many people have a variety of experiences where this has really changed their lives. On a call that Robin and I were on with our mentor was a story about a woman who started giving her dad the water, and her dad is 60. And when her dad was 18, he became paralyzed and has used a catheter from 18 to 60. But this woman got her Kangen machine. She started using the water on with her dad, and she joyfully said, for the last week, my dad has been able to go to the bathroom by himself without needing the catheter. Like, that's one example of thousands and thousands that people have had with this device.
Yeah, we challenge you to go search the internet, search King and YouTube is a place where there's tons of video testimonies. I mean, people are using this water with all types of things going on in their life that it's supporting them. Farmers are using this to, you know, feed better water to their crops, to feed better water to their animals. Like there's a whole slew of people who are using Kangen water in agriculture. In fact, one of Enagic's products that we're not talking about their whole suite of products today, but one of their products is a turmeric product that really helps with inflammatory conditions, but it is grown with Kangen water. It is cleaned with Kangen water and processed with Kangen water. And not only just grown, but grown in a blue zone. And one of the things that I think is really amazing about this company and also really amazing about MultiPure is that they're in home. What I mean by that is that they create these products in-house. So they're not getting all these different materials brought in, and then, you know, one person makes this part and another person makes this part. At Enagic, one person puts together the entire K8 device from start to finish. The quality of these devices is unmatched. The love that goes into these devices is unmatched. I just read there's like a magazine that comes out online from Enagic's owner. And I just read through that yesterday, and the heart that this family has, this gentleman and his wife who were showcased in their heart, not only for the people who are sharing the technology, but their heart and their mission behind getting more people these devices in their home. Like that really matters to me, to partner with a company that has all of our best interests at heart. And yeah, I just think that this is just like both of these companies are really standout, amazing heart-led companies that have amazing customer service and have your back as a customer to really feel supported and not have to jump through hoops. I know Anj can share a story about MultiPure and how amazing they have been to her with some questions that she's had with her product and understanding how to set it up and all of that as well.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I was on vacation, so excited because I took a travel water filter, but I hadn't even installed it in my own house. And so I called and I told the woman what was going on, and she said, "Can you text a picture to this number?" And I said, "Yes, but can I also text a video because I want to show you in action?" And she's like, "Yeah, absolutely. Just send it to this number." And right after, you know, she responded and was like, "Okay, this is what you need to do. And actually, there's something that we want to send you that there was like a little rubber thing. So I've already put in a ticket. It's on its way." I mean, I didn't have to ask for it. You're not begging for that help. It just, because they are family owned, it says a lot that there's a company that's 50 plus years and has been family owned, you know, that there's that, like Robin said, the heart. And then I also want to share with Kangen the story of the fires that happened a couple years ago in Hawaii, California area. And there were people whose Kangens got burned in their homes. And Enagic gifted people who had Kangens. They gave out over 20 devices because they honor their customers. It wasn't like, "Oh, too bad. Can you prove it? I don't know." Or it wasn't this, it was, "Oh, we understand and you are a valued customer and we appreciate that you want to have this water. And like, of course, you've been through something. We want to just make your life easier in this one aspect." So it's
They're
really,
doing the same for the North Carolina area, and the Florida area was part of the newsletter that I read as well. Like this is just a company that really, really pours into their customers.
so as that, can you go back one more? As this slide says, clean water isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. if we want to have healthy, long-lasting lives and not deal with different diseases, we have to, I should say, we get to really lean into these products. And the multi-pure filtration and the Kangen water enhancement are huge investments in your health. Overall, they will be also investments in your wallet. And they are the future of your family's wellness and our beautiful, beautiful planet. It takes each of us to come together and realize this. So if you're ready to discover how these amazing water devices would work in your home, then you can reach out to Robin and I following up on the email. We are new to this and we're being very transparent. We have found these companies. We have done the research, Robin in particular, because this is her genius and her magic, and really found the best companies. And I am really excited that they've been around for a long time. It means that they have quality products that have impacted many people and that people keep sharing them and coming back to them. And it's just really important in this day and age when there are so many toxins out in the world. Think about it. Everything starts from water. Every life began in water. So let's go back to nourishing our bodies that are the majority of our body is water. Let's go back to nourishing it with clean water and hydrating water so that we can be the brightest, most authentic and healthy versions of ourselves.
Amazing. Thank you, Anj, and thank you for everyone who's here with us and for those who watch the recording.
And thank you, Robin, for sharing all of these slides and bringing it together for everyone so that we can really excite you guys with us, because there's a lot to learn, but it's also really exciting when it comes to making sure that you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones. So thank you for joining us, and please stay in touch and come along the journey with us. We'd love to have you.